Welcome, everybody. This is the fifth episode of the Kyodai Chat. Joining me here today is Jason.
Hello there.
And today we have a very special topic, and we are going to discuss the upcoming World Cup for the FIFA, which I understand takes place in three countries: Canada, Mexico, and the United States. I don't want to divulge too much info into where exactly it happened. The FIFA World Cup takes place, but I understand that some matches will be played in Toronto and some in Vancouver. Jason, how do you feel about this?
Excited about World Cup. I am a soccer fan. I've been following the sports for decades now, and this time the World Cup is in a new exciting format. And it's very exciting to see what the new format will bring. Maybe some new matches or matchups and. It might be a little bit more chaos than the previous ones, but yeah, overall I'm very excited.
Yes, as I understand it too, I'm not a very big soccer fan, but I also understand that this is a new way that they are doing the World Cup. There is 48 teams and three host countries. And the last World Cup I understand was Qatar, I believe.
I believe
And
so.
yeah, Qatar, and then the previous one was Russia, and then Brazil. So for those of you who are not very familiar with World Cup, this event takes place once every 4 years. And this year, as I understand it, is the new format with a larger number of teams and three host countries. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, because this year's format have basically expanded the tournaments, and it's now it's like a 1.5 month long, and like nearly twice of the games played than the previous one. So there's gonna be a lot of games to watch in this summer.
Very, very interesting indeed. So, is there any particular team you're rooting for?
We're going this now because there are a lot of teams to dive into and analyze. But before I get into that, I may ask Sam, why are you all of a sudden taking the interest in the World Cup this year?
Well, considering that I live around Vancouver, I think it's definitely something to, you know, be a part of. This is a world event, and the fact that Vancouver was selected as one of the destination is really incredible. And on this Kildai chat, also, we like to be diverse. We definitely would like to bring up topics and things that are happening around us to the forefront and raise awareness. Overall, we want to be able to be more catering to more fans, I suppose. So today, if you are a sports fan or a soccer fan, this episode is for you.
All right. Last time I checked, you went to one of the Whitecap games not too long ago, is it?
That's correct. I was following the Whitecaps for a little bit towards the end of last year. We watched Vancouver Whitecaps had an incredible run, and they unfortunately lost overall, came in second. And I believe you have more information about this than I do, but I believe they were playing against Florida.
You mean the MLS final, grand final?
Yes. Was it
No,
Florida or Miami?
no, Miami FC, where they
That's right, Miami FC.
where the other team has a lot more star power. So it's Whitecaps was the underdogs in that matchup, but still, it's pretty exciting that Whitecaps reached the, I believe, the Western Conference final, which is already their best result. I believe the game that you went to watch was against the
LA.
team, the LA Galaxy or LAFC. the one with Son Heung-min, the Korean Ronaldo in the game, right?
The
And then
Korean superstar, as they call it.
yeah,
Yes, I was there.
yeah, that was one hell of a game, right? I believe we got draw in the full time, and then we win by the penalty shootout.
Yes, we did. That was very incredible indeed. And I gotta say, when you watch a star power like Kim and against our Thomas Mueller Whitecaps, it's
Yes,
definitely a very nail-biting experience. And
yeah,
we had pretty good seats, and overall, just the general atmosphere of the match was pretty amazing. So it
yeah.
was definitely an experience I'll remember for quite a while.
Yeah, it was quite a game, even for I believe even for non soccer fans like you guys. It was still very uh, it's an amazing experience.
I can still remember Kim kicking that goal from the side there. Oh, that was amazing kick.
Yeah, and now maybe right after this Whitecaps run, now the World Cup is back in Vancouver, which is I believe the first time Canada hosting the men's FIFA World Cup. So there's quite a hype about the soccer, I believe, in Vancouver.
Oh, definitely. I've watched you talk about World Cup for quite a bit, for a good at least 12 years or so. And the fact that soccer has finally made a tremendous splash in the lower mainland, it's good to see. I've always known people that have gone to the Whitecaps game and then they wake up really early to watch soccer matches, like you have, I understand.
Oh,
But
you
to
bet.
have the World Cup here, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh man, I still remember getting very up early to watch those Premier League games. It was it was usually like 5 to 6 a.m. that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was exciting. It was somehow kind of unfortunate that it happens in Vancouver this year.
Well, I kind of
For me,
expect the
for me,
same
for me, yeah,
expectation.
for me, because
Yeah.
if I was still there, I would definitely attended one or maybe more games there.
Well, you could still get on a flight over here, Jason, so that's not out of your reach.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. But
But in
yeah,
all seriousness,
yeah,
yeah, I expect the same level of excitement as when the Vancouver was hosting the Olympics. So I expect that kind of energy around the Lower Manor for a little bit. I understand that at the P&E they are hosting a free watching party, so that's always good. And I
yeah,
believe they are also hiring musicians to perform live concerts. So yeah, I look forward to it.
yeah. Um, Speaking of the World Cup, do you want to maybe introduce to people the involving teams about the World Cup, like who's in there, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I certainly can. So I understand there are 12 groups, and in the group A, I understand you have Mexico, South Africa, Korea, and the Czech Republic.
Uh,
Group B,
uh, I don't think it's Czech Republic. They're actually still
are they
games.
still under the 4-1? Is it the Czech,
It's,
Denmark?
yeah, that one. I believe uh, the final two teams that compete for the last spot is Denmark and Sweden. Is it Sweden one of them? I may
I
have
can't
the
say.
wrong. I may have. I will. We'll figure it out when the podcast came out, because the final games play on the April 1st. So by then it's already. By the time this podcast
Established.
came out, it's already determined.
That doesn't take away our excitement, though. Looks like most of the teams are already allotted to their groups.
Yes.
So It's definitely some very interesting matchup. I mean, I personally will have to be excited for Group B, in which Canada, Switzerland, Qatar are confirmed.
Uh, yes, the final spot is between Italy and one of the other teams, but most likely it will be Italy. And that will be the sort of opening match for Group B, where Canada first play most likely Italy. So that will be a game to really, watch, because Italy was the heavy favorites for this game. I mean,
I
at least for
know.
this group. Yeah.
I know. If we get matched up against Italy, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I feel like we're not gonna make it because I know Italy has a very strong background in soccer. So
We'll see. We'll see when we get to the point where the rules of to qualify for the groups came out. We'll see.
Mhm.
We will elaborate. Who's in the group C?
Group C looks like it is Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland.
I believe so. Is there one of the team? One of the oh, wait, it's already determined. Yeah, it's quite straightforward because Brazil is in there. Brazil is always
Yeah.
have favorites for every FIFA teams. So yeah.
Okay. I also have a feeling Brazil is gonna dominate that group, but again, things can change. We're not sure. Moving on to Group D, we have USA, Paraguay, Australia, and the last spot I understand is still to be determined.
Yes. I believe. Wait. Let me double check who's the, because there's two teams that play against each other for the final spot. Which two teams? Let me double check.
Is it Turkey? Is Turkey one of them?
Yeah. If it is Turkey, then Turkey is one of them, and it's I believe Turkey is the favorite to win the matchup. Oh, okay. The one to be determined in the group A, the one, let me see, Korea, is between Denmark and Czech. They're gonna have
Okay.
they're gonna have a game in April 1st, and then to determine who's the last spot. For the Italy one, their opponents Bosnia and basically Bosnia. Yeah, they don't have a chance against Italy. Yeah, and the group D is between Turkey and Kosovo. Again,
Okay.
very unlikely that Turkey will lose that spot. Turkey's quite strong. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to Group E, we have Germany, Curacao. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry, guys. Um,
Yeah, what's the
gosh,
next
how
one?
do you say?
uh,
Say that one.
Cote d'Ivoire, basically in African or in the language of the Ivory Coast.
Okay, and Ecuador.
Yes.
So I think it's either going to be Germany or Ecuador.
Yeah, they are strong contender for the top two. That's very reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. In Group F, we have Netherlands, Japan, and Tunisia. And I
Yes.
believe there is an undetermined spot. I think Ukraine and Sweden are.
No, it's Ukraine got eliminated. I believe 2 days ago.
Oh,
So it's between Poland and Sweden.
oh, dang.
For the group G, this group is interesting. It's the most interesting for non-soccer related issues. The groups are with Belgium, Egypt, New Zealand, and originally supposed to have the fourth group as Iran. But now, before some political issues, whether they still gonna participate in this event is still up in the air because US won't grant visa for the Iran players. That kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I've also read about that too. Again, I'm not sure if this is from a creditable source, but read that Iran is actually pulling out.
I believe that's the case because they were trying to uh, basically they want their matches to be moved away from their original spots where I don't know where they originally play their games, but basically they want to move their games to either Mexico or Canada.
Well, I think that narrows it down to where their games were going to be. So, I mean, come on.
But yeah, it's probably unlikely. Unlikely it happens. And very interesting to see how FIFA handles this kind of issues.
Exactly.
Yeah. For the next one, Group H, I believe it's with Spain, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, and Cap Cap Cap
Cabo Verde.
Cabo Verde. Yes, one of the Central America teams, I believe. Yeah, this one is quite straightforward as well. Both Spain and Uruguay are former World Cup winners, so they are the heavy favorites.
Interesting.
And in Group I believe the one with France, Senegal, Norway, and one of the teams that still it's either between Iraq or Bolivia, I believe. This group, again, because Europeans are more dominated in the soccer thing, so France and Norway are pretty, I believe, are the favorites to get it out.
Really?
Yes.
Doesn't good old Senegal have a chance?
They may, but Norway has one of the best strikers currently. Erling Haaland play for Manchester City, so basically they have a much stronger roster this year. So yeah, Senegal, I don't know because there's a lot of things happening in Africa, especially in the soccer thing, and Senegal's sort of involving some sort of is it Senegal? Yeah, some sort of controversy in the African Cup. But I don't know if they're gonna affect their performance and stuff. But yeah.
Only time will tell.
Yes.
Okay, next group.
Next group is Group J. Has Argentina, the winner of last World Cup, with Lionel Messi, who also played for Miami FC. Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. It's a toss up between Algeria and Austria for me.
Really?
It's toss up for the second place in the group.
Oh, so we're already determined that Argentina is gonna steamroll everybody.
Of course, Messi's still playing, so and they have a relatively much stronger roster team up. So it's always Argentina is always favorites for every World Cup. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Group J. Now Group K, more very interesting. Portugal, Uzbekistan, Colombia, and one of the teams, I believe, between one of the African teams in Jamaica. I don't know which one. I don't know how to pronounce it. Congo something. Yeah.
Okay.
But the Portugal and Colombia is much more stronger than the other two. So last but not least, the Group L with tons of English fans that will be watching this group because it has England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. This one again is a toss-up between Croatia and Ghana. They're fighting for the second teams to qualify for the group. Well, top two teams for the group. England, unless they fumble again, they usually will make it out of the groups.
Yeah, I understand that England is also a top pick for many people here.
Yes. Yeah, that concludes the two groups of 48 teams who will be playing for this World Cup. Any thoughts?
Well, I'm excited. Not just with the matchup, but also just for the event in general. Like I mentioned before, I'm not very I'm not a very big fan of soccer, but I do enjoy going to the matches. And believe you me, when the tickets were announced for the Vancouver matches, it was like all hell broke loose and people were scrambling to get tickets. I understand that there was a lottery system to get picked in order so you can buy the tickets. And the several people that I've talked to, they were very, very lucky to get the tickets to go watch some matches in the first place. So I know that this is a very big deal to soccer fans in general. And yeah, hopefully I can just enjoy from the sidelines as I either watch the highlights or read about it. But yeah, no, it's exciting.
Um, do you know what games will be playing in the Vancouver arena, or I mean Vancouver place?
No, I don't believe I do.
I actually do. I have a schedule for the games that will be playing for the BC place in the Vancouver area.
Okay.
Uh, well, the first game will be Australia against likely Turkey, but it's between Turkey and Kosovo. And then they'll be on the June 13th night. It says 9 p.m. PT Pacific time. And then on June 18th there will be Canada against Qatar, which I assume will be packed for of audience to go there because the Canada game, right?
Yeah, and plus it's located at BC Place. You can imagine the kind of turnout that that game will be. Yeah, no, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and the next one is on June 21st. It's New Zealand against Egypt, and then the next game will be June 24th. It's between Switzerland and Canada. Another tough game for Canada to play because Switzerland's it's there are no weak teams, and the other teams that Canada gonna play for Italy. So I mean, if they want to qualify for the groups, they have to get as much as best as they can get. So Switzerland is like they have to get a good results here.
Yep. Sounds like it.
And then the final group games they're gonna play is it's between New Zealand and Belgium. It'll be on June 26th, and then there will be one of the round of 32 games, and then there's another games between in the round of 16. So it's two undecided games.
Exciting. Exciting. Now, is there any place where you are that you're able to go and enjoy these matches? I know that Vancouver, like I mentioned, had the P&E free watch party. I'm sure the local restaurants and bars will have events, all these kind of world events that, especially happen in Vancouver have, you know, tremendous amount of support from restaurants and bars. So I believe there'll be no shortage of places that you can go and watch this. But how about where you are, Jason? Is there such a place where you can go and be with people to watch the World Cup?
Well, it's a good question, Sam. For me, because for my personal preference, I prefer watch it, at home, that kind of stuff. Not because I'm an introvert, but because the time schedule in the China. I believe the games are roughly play in either midnight or early in the morning. So there's not gonna be a lot of people going to pubs to watch those. There might be some, but usually people will watch it preferably at home or with a cell phone, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's
I
probably
suppose the time difference does make it difficult.
yeah, it's roughly yeah, it's the earliest game will be at 3 a.m. and the latest one will be probably be 12 p.m. that kind of stuff. If you're not gonna go to work, that kind of stuff, it'll be more convenient to watch it on the weekends. But people have to go to work, that they can't be seen watching soccer during their shift.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disclose this, but trust me, there's been a couple times where I've seen people watch big sport events in the office. I mean, hell, I myself have watched the Toronto versus LA NBA um, finals, and I remember
Just play,
exactly where I was at the final game.
yeah, just play it on the background and listen to it or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I even remember the office had closed, and we basically locked the doors and watched the final moments. And it was an amazing game. So yeah,
Toronto versus LA, is that the final?
yeah, the Toronto Raptor versus the LA.
Angeles,
Oof. Yes,
the one with Kawhi in there.
yes. The
The one
the
with
the, the season with Kawhi, Thomas,
yeah,
and
something.
also he it was basically Kawhi versus Steph Curry essentially. Those are the two main favorite of
Ooh,
or the channel.
Curry is not for play for Angeles.
Now I have to look this up.
Oops. Sorry, NBA fans.
Regardless, that doesn't take away
Yeah,
from our moment here. Let's steer back into the World Cup.
yeah.
I'm
I
just
believe
saying
that
that
was
I have experience.
yeah. I
I
believe
have
that was
experience
the
watching these big events
yeah. I
in
believe
the
that was
office.
the first time Raptors or Toronto won NBA or something like that, and that was interesting. Interestingly, the last game that Kawhi played for Toronto, I mean, I believe he jumped to other teams right after. So
Yes, he did.
that was a
Yes, he did.
that, that was a big traitor moment thingy in the Raptors fans. But yeah, regardless. So you have watched a handful of soccer games. So who do you think will make it out of groups for this World Cup?
Well, as much as the limited amount of soccer that I have watched, and again, just over the years, having conversation with you, what little knowledge I picked up here and there, I pretty much know that anything that has to be related to Europe or South American countries usually, not always, usually have a very good chance of entering the finals.
That is correct because there has yet to be an Asian team or African team that made it out to the finals. They reached semifinals, but they never reached the finals. It's always Europeans and South Africans. I mean South Americans. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the amount of limited knowledge I know. What I do enjoy is more, I guess, not really the technical side of the things, but more like the techniques and passes and like setups. As I watched more and more soccer games like the Whitecaps, it's more exciting for me. At that point when you're in the match, you obviously want your team to win, but you don't really care who's playing who at that point. You know, and you hear so many stats against like, oh, in the previous so and so this team had this star player, what have you. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, it really is being in the moment and watching the match, because let's face it, players have their moments too. So yeah, it's being in the moment and watching the match that's
Yeah.
important for me.
Because this year's World Cup, the qualifying format will be different. Because in the previous one, there will be basically 32 teams, so A groups, and the top two of each groups will be going for further into the elimination stage. This one, because the numbers don't match due to the expansion of the teams and groups, there'll be some unique rules as to which teams qualify. In this new format, First of all, the top two teams of the basically 12 groups, the top two teams will made it out. There'll be 24 teams, but 24 teams cannot form like a evenly bracket. So they're gonna have 8 more teams to go into the basically elimination bracket. So there are 12 groups, right? The top 8 of the third place will also qualify to qualifying for the for later stage. So you have you have 12 groups. So basically you have 12 groups and you have 12 third place basically, and those eight those the top 8 of this 12 teams will go out of the groups. So
I see.
did you understand the format?
No, actually, I don't really understand the format. Not that I was familiar with the old format to begin with,
Ah,
but
okay.
on the side note, though, maybe you have more of a insider information than I do. Why do you think that they decide to change the format and include so much more teams?
You mean overall? Because FIFA tried to include more participants in the World Cup. 'Cause back then it was even like the in the like 50, 80 years ago, it was even less teams. It was like 12 teams or 16 teams. They expanded to 32, and now they try to expand again because they want to include as as many teams as they can. It's supposed to be a world event. They try to make it much broader for the world, for the sort of a less basically give more people a chance to be involved in the World Cup. Back then, it was more of a sort of an elite style of tournament. Only the best of the best can be participating in the World Cup. But now they try to get more teams into this sort of into this format. More games, more money, that kind of stuff, right?
Well,
As a
I
matter,
also
yeah,
imagine it's they're trying to be more diverse and be, like you said, include more countries into this world event. So, there's obviously the money aspect of the thing, but if you keep calling this a world event and then only have the same limited amount of countries, it's when you're not included, you know how that feels. So I definitely
yeah.
understand where you come from.
They
Yeah.
try to shuffle some sort of the thing because they don't want the hierarchy of the soccer thing to be staggered. Like only these 8 teams always be the top or some sort of things like that. They want to have some teams up and coming and then try to you know break into this top circle. Like I believe last World Cup or something, Costa Rica or I believe Costa Rica was in a group of England and Italy and Uruguay, and nobody will see them as getting like any results. And as a matter of fact, they got the top of the group. They beat Italy and they beat Uruguay, I believe. I may be wrong, but yeah, something like that. So it's a much boost for teams or countries like Costa Rica to get get into the more crazy about soccer and stuff, and so more investment and more everything stuff, more bigger market.
Yeah, promote the sport, right?
Yes.
And that's a fair chance. I mean, this is kind of like pretty much along the same with, you know, every competitive event that's out there in the world, right? If you keep within the same, like 32 or what have you, same one, you run this event quite a few times. The same teams that are basically expected to be in the finals will always be in the finals. There's no diversity. There's no like, okay, well, the matches is going to get, boring once in a while. So you got to bring in some new teams, shuffle them up a little bit. and see how they play against these kind of different countries and whatnot. So, no, I definitely think it's a good idea.
Yeah, so it's 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 just unfortunate that China doesn't qualify for the World Cup because mainly FIFA want to involve China because there'll be a lot more, money going into this tournament, that kind of stuff.
Why was China not included? Like they got eliminated, you mean?
Yeah, they're in simpler explanation, they are bad.
They are bad?
Yes,
Oh, we have to elaborate this for the non-soccer fans. What do you mean they're bad?
they're bad. They're worse and worse. They only got to participate in World Cup once back in 2002, and other than that, they never make it out of the qualification matches.
Okay, there you go, folks. That's what we mean when they say they're bad. Don't freaking clip this and then do your own propaganda. What we mean when we
Yeah,
said they're
China
bad,
bad in
we
soccer.
mean they perform badly, not
Yeah, China
China is
bad.
bad.
Trust me, there are like 1.4 billion Chinese people will agree with me. Their daily hobby is to shit on the soccer team because that's how bad they are.
Well, I'm sure if they had like a tournament or like a world ping pong, China would dominate.
Yeah, ping
Every
pong, sure, sure.
every culture has their sport, and soccer is just not one of them. It's okay.
Definitely not. Yeah.
It also doesn't help that like probably half of the players are like what, a foot shorter than the other half. So I mean,
That's not the issue. That's not the issue. It's the fundamentally structure issue about how Chinese people or the football, let's say football association runs. I mean, you cannot say the same to Japan or Korea. They are doing pretty well, especially Japan.
so you're saying management.
Yes, and the top to bottom structure.
Okay. Well, it's a shame that China couldn't qualify for this World Cup, but again, like I said, there's always next time, and
Oof,
we'll
that's a
see.
big oof. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. Thank you so much for joining us as we prepare for this FIFA World Cup event. And we look forward to hearing from any feedbacks or anybody want to leave a comment. We definitely welcome it. I guess we'll have more to discuss when the matches do start playing. Yes, thank you so much for joining us on the Kyodai chat today. And please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
With hands on their hearts, fans stood for their team's national anthem as Italy prepared for a World Cup qualifier knockout match against Bosnia-Herzegovina. How are you feeling as this game's about to get underway?
Very nervous. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and all we got to do is win this game.
Among hundreds who gathered to watch the game at Vancouver's Italian Cultural Centre, children who weren't even born the last time Italy made it to the World Cup.
The excitement and the joy, seeing them there, it just means a lot.
How nervous are you?
I'm really nervous. My heart's beating really fast. We've never seen Italy in a World Cup, and this could be the first time, so it's very exciting.
100-year-old Ito Nani has seen his team win 4 World Cups, the last one back in 2006. What would it mean to you and your dad to have Italy in the World Cup?
It'd be a special moment. So they haven't qualified the past 2 World Cups. We're looking forward to winning today and then watching, hopefully, Canada, Italy in June 11th in Toronto.
Italy found the back of the net first. But the joy was short-lived. A red card late in the first half put the Italian squad down a man for the rest of the game.
We punished them on that mistake they made, and we scored, but this red card is a major problem. It's one of our best defensemen.
Bosnia tied it up, and nothing was decided in overtime. It all came down to penalty kicks. How's your anxiety level right now?
Very high.
Bosnia scored on every attempt. Italy did not. Not the result you wanted?
No, this is a huge loss, huge once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have the national team, the Italian national team here in Canada for a World Cup. Maybe his children will get to enjoy it one day, because that's how long these opportunities take to happen, right?
It's devastating for me personally. Yeah, it's a sad day for Italian soccer.
This heartbreak, just a preview of what the World Cup will bring for every team but one.